Shalom mishpachah, welcome family, welcome back to another episode of A Small Sanctuary with Rabbi Esther, and we are going to be making pastry cream, which sounds hard, but it is quite easy. You will need egg yolks, cornstarch, sugar, vanilla extract, and warm milk. Bring the milk to a very low boil, or a simmer rather, mix the ingredients together, pour them back in, boil for a little longer but at a very low heat until it sets. Let it cool down, mix in some butter, and then you're going to cover it with cling film and let it rest in the fridge until further notice. Now it's time for some zucchini-carrot and potato curried latkes. I made these with leftover potatoes. I grated all of my ingredients, and the potatoes I actually mashed roughly. You don't need to make it very fine. And then you combine everything, and I added my aromatics, my spices. Here you can see me mashing those old potatoes. And I'm adding my spices, garlic salt, curry, Manischewitz matzah meal, and eggs, of course. Then bake as you would any other latke. We had these on Saturday night with our leftover Shabbat dinner, and it did the job. Speaking of leftovers, let's make some meringues. I had leftover egg whites from the yolks, which I used for the pastry cream. And meringues are an easy, classy, sophisticated treat to make. So here I am putting my egg yolks and a little lemon extract in my stand mixer. Make sure it's really clean and beat into stiff peaks. Then you're going to add the food dye, blue of course, and very slowly combine it, but not too much. Don't overwork it. Because you want to keep that marbled effect. And there you go. Voila! Beautiful for tea time. Airy, light and delectable, these will keep for a number of days. Sealed away in a box. While we made that delicious pastry cream for these guys, the sufganiyot. So let's make our sufganiyot dough. I use the recipe from Tori Avi with dairy in it. I love it. And I am just cutting them out into rough circles, letting them rise, and off to the pan with oil they go. Make sure your oil isn't too hot, otherwise they won't cook fully on the inside. Then it's time to let them cool. Fill your piping bag with your pastry cream. Fill them, dust them with powdered sugar, and ta-da! These Israeli-style sufganiyot really take it up to the next level. They are elegant, beautiful, rich, decadent, just what you need for Hanukkah. After all this food prep, it was time for coziness, friendship, and games. My kids were given a new Uno game by a dear friend of mine, and they are having a go at it. Let's light some candles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. On this day 3, I was very proud of my little girl, who's becoming more and more comfortable lighting the candles here with me. And this huge Target menorah that I got last year is a really great help as well, with these jumbo-sized tea lights. It's really fun and original. Here is my darling husband lighting the candles also, and we're ready to celebrate. My kids are getting spoiled rotten by their adopted auntie here, and I'm loving it. My gifting policy is that yes, they do get gifts every night, but also, yes, a lot of those gifts are practical or crafty gifts. It could be new clothes, it could be new markers. This way, I hope they will continue appreciating gifts both large and small. Indulgent gifts are for the last night of Hanukkah, but this is a way to signal that they can appreciate even the smallest and humblest of gifts. Meanwhile, I am enjoying a special tea time with my Hanukkah meringues. Listen to the crunch. Look how airy and crunchy they are on the inside. These will grace my Hanukkah afternoon tea party table for the last night. Let's go on to the synagogue Hanukkah party. I'm very discreet about not showing anyone who doesn't want to be filmed, but I can show you the wares at the bazaar that we had organized. A makers and bakers and creatives bazaar. We had all kinds of stuff like these beautiful resin crafts and cards, homemade fresh challah, these beautiful artistic pieces, and a lot of this beautifully professionally baked bread, knitted hats, a crafty menorah, and loads more, including loads of homemade candy. What a fantastic congregation we have, full of creative people who are willing to put in so much effort to bring joy and beauty to our holy community. Look at that. And I even donated some of my kippot for sale as well. Even though we had already lit at the party, we came home, did a tiny little candle lighting ourselves, and I gave my children these hot water bottles, which they absolutely loved, and I put them in these cotton bags that were given to us by a dear friend. Fifth night of Hanukkah, time for some crafty gifts and a mellow dinner as a family. My husband made a delicious herbed salmon, and here we are lighting candles and exchanging gifts before I continued on to my Introduction to Judaism class, where we had another fabulous party together. Here we are enjoying the beautiful lights as they increased. We're past the midway point now, and my kids very much enjoyed getting these. Let's see what it is. Markers. And these are for the preschooler. What's happening here, you may wonder? Ah, a cat! This is one of our two cats. His name is Plum. He's very cheeky and also extremely lovable. He is smelling that salmon, but it's not going to happen. Time for a little cuddle before we get on with the night. Our beautiful salmon, thank you, lovely husband. And my preschooler is tucking in, as is my 8-year-old. Time for dessert, a sufganiyah, and a cup of tea before my next commitment. Looking at the beautiful lights. Meditating on the Hanukkah lights is itself a spiritual practice that can bring you peace. I hope you enjoyed my vlog for days 3, 4 and 5. We're going to be gearing up for the remainder of the festival. Meanwhile, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you soon. Shalom uvracha, with peace and blessings from my bite to your bite.